Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to another video. Just, you know, random talking, I guess, random rant. So today I want to talk about resetting. Just got back from church. Today's Sunday, August 2nd, 2026. It has nothing to do with church, but well, a little bit to do with God. Last week, like around the 20 something. So like it was like last Sunday, right? And I had like I don't know, $12 or something, like a bunch of $2 bills and a bunch of dollar bills. So what happened was I was going to Yu-Gi-Oh. It cost $10 to enter each time, but I usually bring about $20, So I buy some of the drinks, some chips, stuff like that. So $10 to enter, and then $10 you buy chips and drinks and whatever not, So I was like, damn, man, I only got like $12 cash, but then I had $63 in the bank. So I was like, well, what happened is I give like $20 to the church, and then $10 to donate to the food. So $30 every weekend for church. So I had $63. I was thinking, well, with my 12, if I go pull the money out, $60, I give 30, put 30 away for today, this weekend, to give to the church, and then have 30 to go play. So I was like, okay, then plus $12, I have 40, so I could go, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, which is $30. But then, like, I wouldn't have any money to buy drinks or chips, anything like that. And then I was thinking, thinking, well, maybe I could just take the other $30 I was going to give to the church, and use that as playing. And then when I get paid Monday, which is tomorrow, because I don't get paid till the 3rd, I don't get my disability till the 3rd. So I was like, well, I don't know. Then I just pay, the church back like the week after. I give him like $60, right? Like double. But it's easy to say things, and then when you get the money, it's kind of hard. Cause I owed another thing too. I owed $32 to my eye doctor, and I haven't paid them. And I keep promising to pay them, and I keep forgetting. And so I'm like, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna pay it, right? Because they'll be open tomorrow. So then I got another option where like they have this at dialysis, they have this foundation where they help you out with your bills and everything. And I could go see my social workers and, show them the bill, and I'm sure she could process it, and then like takes a month or so, and then they'll get their thing paid back. So then I was like, nah, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna pay tomorrow with my own money. And in your head it plays like, oh man, that could be like, with some money you could buy soda or stuff like that, you know what I mean? Which kind of makes sense, because I only get $24 a month for food stamp. So that's like more than my food stamp money, right? But then again, I'm not very good with saving money, because I never really have money for the longest time. So now that I have a little bit of money to spend, I tend to overspend it too much, So anyway, getting back to that, taking the money from God, So then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna prolong my Yu-Gi-Oh, you know. So what I'll do is I'll just put the money away, 30, and promise God that I'm gonna give the money to the church. And so I decided not to go to Yu-Gi-Oh Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. Plus, a lot of people went to there's a regional in Oklahoma this weekend, so there's not gonna be that many people go to play Yu-Gi-Oh, because a lot of them went to Oklahoma, which is about 3 hours drive from here in a car. Plus, I wasn't feeling it felt weird, like I felt like it brought me back to when I used to live in California, where I didn't really have money, I remember one time after Yu-Gi-Oh we went to Panda Express, and I didn't have any money to eat, and everybody was eating and everything, and this one guy, he was like, he had a little bit left over, and he's like, he saw me that I looked like I was hungry, because I was been there like all day, and so he gave me some of his leftovers, and that's how I felt like, because I didn't have enough money. Because usually I always have about $100 in my wallet, cash, just to like be comfortable, just like buy people drinks and food or whatever, that way, like. But then I went back to where I used to, my old life, in California, when I didn't have no money. So it feels weird, to go back to that lifestyle again. And so that's the reason I'm making this video, resetting. So anyway, it turned out perfect, because it turns out that my money, because I promised God that I did what I did, funny or not, my money was in yesterday, Saturday. I couldn't believe it. I looked at it. I was up all night Friday morning. I couldn't sleep. It was actually like stressing me out, I know I shouldn't be stressed out for just not being able to go play Yu-Gi-Oh, but it did stress me out. Right? There's a lot of people that have worse, right? Where they're stressing out because their mortgage hasn't been paid or their rent hasn't been paid. I don't know. I guess everyone's different, but to me, big or small, it's still stressed. So anyway, thank God, everything's in. I got my money. Now, like, I feel better. So now I'm more relaxed now, and still wasn't eating that good and everything, because when you're stressed out, you can't eat. And so now it's like I'm thinking to myself, like, why do I put myself in that predicament, every month, when I have enough money to go do what I need to do. I can go ride my skateboard, because I go with my friend John. I usually give him like $10, $20 for gas, and that no matters. I always have money to buy a board or wheels, or buy stuff at the card store, if I need some cards or whatever. But what happened was, 2 weeks ago, I went overboard, I bought this box right here. So, I needed it, because I didn't think it was going to be that crucial to my Yu-Gi-Oh experience, but it is, see? So, this box has this thing here. It's got, like, dice. You put your dice and coins in. And then, yeah, you can see I painted, like John 3:16, stuff like that, and got some crosses here, and got more crosses here, and at the same time I got this girl with big titties in the background. Oops. And yeah, and then I drew this thing right here on it, I drew this thing on it, pot of sloth. So, like, yeah, so now I have to watch myself and I have to be careful and you know, I mean, my sister warned me all the time. She keeps telling me like, you know, be careful that, you know, you don't overspend, even though she helps me out. But anyway, this box is, you know, awesome. The Yu-Gi-Oh box, like, it's I mean, anyway, this thing was $100. So then I bought a bunch of cards and like another $100. I spent $200, over $200, probably like $230 last 2 weeks ago. And you know, $100 should have lasted me like 2 weeks, right? $100 a week, whatever, right? When I go play the card store, you're thinking about $80 to $100 a week, and that's plenty, you know. But what I did is I over budget myself and put myself in that stress, you know. So now I'm like, I gotta really think about resetting, you know, resetting my lifestyle. Like, I have to fight that urge, you know, not to go over my budget, you know what I mean? I mean, I just, like I said, I have enough to buy food, buy my soda, buy my Coke, and, you know, go out, buy food and eat and go have fun and everything. But it really like hampers my my mental state, you know, not being able to have enough money to do things. And then it brought me back to like when I used to live in California, you know. So that's what I'm saying. Like, for me, I have to reset and think about things, you know. Like, now that I got that money again, now this month I have to be like, you know what I mean? Like, no, I can't. I mean, I already got enough, all the stuff I need. I have like 5 skateboards, like 5 pairs of shoes. So my skateboarding, I got wheels and bearing, I got everything that will last me like 5 years, right? Same thing with Yu-Gi-Oh! I got my deck now that I'm playing, and I got to keep on thinking, like, not to keep changing decks, you know? Just to play the deck that, you know what I mean? Like, that I want, and win or lose, you know? A lot of times I lose anyway, so I don't know. Sometimes I don't think about, you know, like the future, right? I'm like, oh yeah, I got $100 here. I'll just spend it. I'll just grab the other 100 to use for next week, and then I end up using that $100 for this week. So now I'm like behind, you know. So in a way, it becomes like almost like an addiction, right? And I keep like saying, oh man, I'm not addicted to anything, you know what I mean? So by resetting, meaning like, since I've been going to Yu-Gi-Oh for a whole week, I didn't have to go and skateboard for a whole week, because what happened was my friend John, he went on vacation last week, 2 weeks ago or whatever, and I haven't heard from him, so he's probably taking, you know, relaxing and stuff, and we'll probably go ride the skateboard next week. So I got like 2 weeks off, and just to really think about, you know what I mean, like as far as me trying to plan out my financial, you know, to like not really you know what I mean, like spend more than I have. And because I was so used to not having money for like years and years, you know, over 10-20 years, where like, oh well, if I have $1, I got $1. But then at the same time, it really affect my my mental, you know, my mental state. And I can see why people that have like car payments, insurance, house payments, and all that stuff, they can really their health can really like spiral, you know, negatively. And I can see that. And that's the reason why, like, I feel good, you know, having a little bit of money that I have to be able to like buy cat food, you know, like, because now I've been carrying cat foods again, because I stopped because I used to go to the skate park in Dallas and feed the cats over there. But now that I don't go over there anymore, because, you know, things happen. They closed the shop, and the guy that I knew doesn't have his shop there no more. So the reason I went to that skate park was because he had a shop there, and I went to see him and, you know, the workers and everything. But now they're not there, so I don't go there. So I'm not really feeding the cats. But 2 weeks ago, when I was coming home on a Saturday night or a Sunday morning, and around 2 in the morning, I saw this little baby yellow cat, and I was like, oh man, I gotta start carrying my cat food again in my bag, you know. So I've been doing that. I haven't seen him since, but I would keep it in my bag just in case I see him or whatever. I still have a bunch of cat food in my room that I carry around. You know, like I was thinking, like, man, when I didn't have no more money, I was thinking, man, I can't feed the cat. I can't help out like homeless people, because I would carry I would buy extra lighters, you know, at Walmart and stuff like that, and I would buy like cigarettes and stuff, carry my backpack. You know, if they'd hit me up, and I usually give them like $10 if they ask me for money, and that you know, it felt good. You know, I feel like God is like you know, giving me a purpose. Like that's I think kind of a little bit of my purpose, you know, just to help out animals and people and whoever that comes along in my path. You know, I feel like to show people how, through God's grace, how He came into my heart and came into my life, that gives me the shyness, you know, where I can shine to other people. But at the same time, if I keep you know, not thinking about the plan, especially, you know, financially, and you know, because like the third week of this month, my sister is gonna go on cruise for like 6 days, so she won't be here to, you know what I mean, cook food and stuff for me. So I'm gonna have to be able to go out and buy my own food, you know, McDonald's or Chipotle or wherever, and bring the food home, you know, or buy some food from Walmart and cook my own food and stuff. So I got to keep that in mind, and that I won't that by resetting my life, that I'm not gonna make the same mistake as I did last week, you know, because that was the worst feeling, because I felt like I wasn't being myself, you know, like I couldn't be myself because I was like counting change, you know, like, oh man, usually I could just, they're like, well, how much is that? $10? Oh, here you go, you know, 20? Oh, that's fine, you know what I mean? To where it was like, oh man, I can't even buy soda today because, you know what I mean, that $2 is gonna cut into my entry fee for next, you know, tomorrow or the next day. And yeah, I just wanna, hopefully, you know, anybody watching this video, that, you know, I mean, we all make mistakes, and but, you know, to learn from that, and even though you learn from that, and you still make that same mistakes, but we got to keep trying, and always, you know, pray to God, you know, He will help us, because a lot of times we think we could do a lot of things, but we can, but then with God's help, it's even easier, you know. It's like having somebody next to you, you know, with the moral support. But yeah, so that's about it. I mean, I don't regret, I mean, buying this box. I mean, I needed a nice box. I thought people just bought it to show off, but I mean, it's nice, you know, like, you know, you put your deck here, extra deck, you can have the diet, you know what I mean, everything is in there, and you got like, you know, badass pictures on it. You could draw a badass picture on it, and things like that, you know. And anyway, if you want to see what deck I'm using I'm playing a they call a Bliss Click. Yeah, this yeah, they call them Bliss Click, these guys. See, Bliss Click, they come from the hand, and anytime something gets destroyed, they so this is the boss. He's the boss, big boss. He comes out and destroys shit and win the game. So I've been yeah, that's what I've been playing, this game, this deck right here, 40 cards. And yes, I want you to have money, you know, buy new sleeves, you know, like, see how slick the sleeves are, see how slippery it gets, like worn out after a while, you know what I mean. And but because I messed up on my financial, you know, I was like stressing out, and It's not a good way to live, you know. And anyway, I'm just glad I'm back to like zero again. It's like playing a new game, you know, putting a quarter in and having 3 lives again, and like not stressing out, and just be careful, you know, playing the video game, and but in life, you know. And that's about it, man. All right. Anyway, go see your friends and family. The dead don't need nothing. Always have fun. You know what I mean? I always emphasize that. Always have fun. And it feels like last weekend was like, or last week it was like, the fun was gone, man. It was my fault, you know what I mean? I overexpend. I bought like a bunch of cars that I didn't even need, right? I just wanted. So that's the lesson, you know. Always like think about it real hard, you know. Do you need it or do you just want it, right? And then if you want it, can you afford it? And if you can't afford it, don't buy it, you know what I mean? And that's what I did. I didn't need it, I wanted it, and I couldn't afford it, and it put me back in like a pit, and that's like the worst feeling ever to be, you know. Not ever, but you know, it's a bad feelings. So anyway, always keep on rolling, because running water don't go stale, and always have fun, you know. You'll see me have fun, you see me quit, and alright, we keep it on the ground lit for you and me, okay? See you guys next time. Enjoy.